Welcome back, folks. Well, today we're finishing our 4-day adventure around one of New Zealand's most spectacular great walks, Lake Waikaremoana. Before this journey is over, I'll show you the ultralight gear that helped me cut more than 2 kilograms from my pack. We'll explore a beautiful hidden campsite, say goodbye to a few friends that we've made along on the trail, and uncover some mysterious rock carvings hidden deep in the forest. But here's the question. Could these carvings be older than we think? Or is there another story waiting to be told? We'll look back at the highs and lows of the journey, and at the very end we will answer one important question. Does Lake Waikaremoana truly deserve its reputation as one of New Zealand's great walks? I'm Outdoorsman Dave, so let's lace up your boots and let's get into the story now, shall we?
Well, good morning, folks. So it's 6:30 in the morning, 6.5 degrees Celsius, and yeah, we're on the edge of Lake Waikaremoana. The ferry pickup point is approximately 2 hours hike from here. So the earliest that you can get picked up, I understand, is around about 10:30. So there'll be a lot of people that have already packed up and gone. Morning, Graham. How was your night last night?
Oh, better than the night before. I sort of worked out my layers a bit better.
Oh, good.
So I was a bit warmer, so now it's good.
It's actually a lot drier here, I think, than where we were last night.
Definitely warmer, eh?
Alright, so that's Graham up, and looks like young Grasshopper Ray's gotten up as well.
Probably already done his 5Ks.
Yeah. So Ray is a little bit younger than the rest of us, and he's still into marathon running, and he's actually got the Rotorua Marathon next weekend. Did you sleep, Ray?
Average.
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 What makes it average?
I just couldn't get comfy.
Oh,
Sore
okay.
legs, restless.
Oh, mate.
Mattress might have been a little bit too hard.
From 5:45 onwards, it's just like you couldn't sleep past 6:15. I don't know what
John's been able to afford to sleep over at the wealthy quarters over the other side of the Great Divide between the have-nots and the haves. And whilst he probably had a better sleep than the rest of us, he's had to wake up a lot earlier because everyone got up real early. But like a true friend, John has come over to meet his poor cousins so he can have breakfast with us.
Just make sure you got up.
At the Chateau Lake Waikaremoana. That's the last of my coffee. Today we're having a mixed berry radix. Oh, there's nothing like a fresh ground AeroPress coffee. John, what's for breakfast?
Just having a cup of tea. We'll start with then porridge.
This is my radix tropical mango.
Cup of cereal, like cup of noodles.
And that's it. Now we've been telling Ray he's a little bit stinky, so hopefully he's taken our advice and gone for a bit of a shower. Oh, here he is. Well, this is going to get the clickbait up. First impressions, Ray?
Oh, it's great!
Don't you just love youth? You just gotta love youth. Crazy. He's crazy. 7:15. We're just got to be out of here by 9 o'clock. And yeah, here's the Great Divide, I call it. This channel separates the real people here with our tents from those flash people over there. Hello over there on the Great Divide. Morning. What time did everyone start waking you guys up?
Oh, we were probably the ones who started waking.
That's the young people that woke you up this morning.
I was at the young one.
Let's just run you through my little setup. So this is my bivvy tent. It's called Not Gear. I absolutely love it. I think it's around about 400 grams. So the pole goes up into here, and it's got these lovely little tensioners. And I've brought along my carbon pole, which actually comes from my Indie one, but you could use a stick or a pole once again. At the back it's got this lovely little tensioner, and that just pulls that up off your feet. The Nox gear all comes with these aluminium pegs. So that's what it looks like. Could quite easily have 2 people, maybe 3 at a push. So let's just run through my sleep system. Now the first night all I did was sleep on this XP. It's 1.8 centimeters. The weight of this XP mat is 315 gram, as opposed to my Dwight R-rated 4.9 air mat. That is 535 grams. So this kind of represented around about 220 grams less than my other air mat. That's just not enough thickness for an old boy like me. John slept in the hut last night, and so he gave me his Nemo air mat. My pillow is the flex towel with the flex towel that just goes around your air mat, and so that just doesn't move around at all. That is the absolute bomb diggity. In terms of my sleeping bag, I used this quilt. This quilt, now to get the figures right, is actually 590 grams versus my MacPack sleeping bag, which is actually 1.3 kg. So this represents 700 grams lighter than my normal sleeping bag setup. You know what? I was absolutely warm in this quilt. So I'm a little bit sold on quilts. I never thought I would be. I've bought a 40 litre pack, and my 40 litre pack weighs in at 1 kg. The other light pack that I have, the red Kathmandu one that you've seen me in, that's as light as I've got otherwise, and that's 1.8 kgs. So that has saved me around about 800 grams. So in total, by changing out my hiking system for the Lake Waikaremoana 4-day hike, I've actually saved myself around about 2.3 kgs of weight. Now, if you're not a follower already, well, you know what to do. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and well, you know what? You'll be bound to learn more as from this outdoor educator. People from France and Graham slept out in the open, and currently at the moment it is 7:30, and they're as wet as. Young crazy Ray, semi in the open, and he's actually really quite wet as well. Go and have a look at smart Outdoorsman Dave's spot, tucked away in amongst the trees. So the trees are taking a lot of the dew. Now I haven't dried this out at all. You know what? That is almost completely dry. Another benefit of sleeping in a little tree grove like this, as it were, is you're going to reduce the amount of dew sitting on your tent fly. I'm just going to crack on, get out of my overnight gear, get into my damp gear, and we'll be out of here like a bald man. This is my 20,000 milliamp power bank. Yeah, she's pretty bulky. It's got 2 outlets, which I really like. Last night my GoPro charger was completely empty, so I used the last of the power out of my power bank to charge up the GoPros. I love this GoPro charger. It takes 2 GoPros batteries, and you can see this one is now just starting to charge up. This one is fully charged. But the other cool thing about this is this in itself is a 10,000 milliamp power bank once it's fully charged. How cool is that? Why, hey there. So this is the 4th day, final day for us Lake Waikaremoana circuit. Currently at the moment it is 9:30, and this is the hut, Waiharuru. It's an interesting hut. She's broken up into 2. Let me just quickly show you the kitchen area. It's pretty impressive. And the other part of it is the bunk rooms, and of course the Great Divide is where we were stationed over there, and this is the bunk rooms. Anybody left in here? So you kind of get these little cubicles. It's really quite well designed.
Nah.
What?
Shaking the bloody bird.
No, I wouldn't do any. I wouldn't do that. Honestly, you think John would know me, wouldn't you? Nothing like a good butt slap, hey? So we're at the crossroads to the Tapuaenui campsite. We're still having a leisurely day, but we're going to go and check it out. Hey Ray?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the gutter's a little bit to be desired.
Yeah. Might be a little bit fucking too shitting that one.
There we go.
Plumbed it.
We're right here at the moment. We're heading off to Waiharuru
But it's a shelter.
and then to the landing.
This looks like that's where a path would go, eh?
Well, this is actually kind of the sort of thing I'd like to hang out at. A nice little campsite here with a fire, is it? I'd be happy to hang out here. Right, so we're at the Tapuaenui campsite, and gosh, there's the predator fence. It must be to stop the big fish getting through to where the kiwis are. How beautiful, quiet and calm it is today. Another little tent site here. Oh, this is actually really quite pleasant. The lake's just there. Grab our packs and head off to Waiharuru. Should we go and hide Ray's pack and say, look, we've just got here and there's only ours left? There's quite a few areas like this, and I gotta admit, for a great walk, this is a little disappointing to see. Predominantly the track's pretty good, but yeah, it wouldn't take much to put a couple of H4 treated rails and a bit of metal in between and just raise those type areas. But anyway, I guess that just adds to the wilderness backcountry experience. I do, even with my mates, like to hike on my own, either in front or behind. There's probably a few reasons for that. One, I like to have some clear space ahead of me so I can see what's going on, and that's better on my neck rather than looking down at the heels of the person in front of you. But here's the real reason. I can then get out my chocolate, which I don't have a lot of, and I don't have to share it with them. No, but I don't have a lot of chocolate to share. No, if I'll let the guys hike together for the first half of the day, and really hoping they'll get their 30,000 words out. So by the time I join them in the second half of the day, I can actually hear the bird song. Hello? Is this the water taxi pickup? It doesn't look like a water taxi to me though. Which time is it picking you up? 11:30. 11:30?
Yeah.
It's only 10:30.
We were really speeding. Oh yeah, 5:30.
Yeah.
Everyone started packing up to leave.
Yeah, Madeline, how did you feel about that?
That's fine. I mean, it's quite hard to sleep in. I think also just it was a big room and
Yeah.
everyone's in there. So
Yeah.
you hear everything.
Yeah, it's interesting. So probably a lot of them have already been picked up.
I'd say so.
And that's the urgency, the rush thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 10 to 11, the boys haven't turned up yet. They can't be too far away. Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, good on you, Ray. Meet your boat buddies. These are your boat buddies.
All the best, man.
Yeah.
Catch you online.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you all.
Hey, John.
Don't forget us, Ray. Don't forget us. He's made more in one trip than I make in a week. John's a pretty clever sort of a bloke. He'd given Ray his tent, so he was 2.1 kgs lighter. This looks like a bit of a camping ground. We're at what should be the Waiharuru Hut area. I mean, it's a fairly substantial path out to the toilet. I would guess that the hut used to be here, and these are kind of part of the foundation. Is a chopper coming? Is that what you guys are? Aucklanders, eh? So how much does it cost for you to go away on an excursion like this?
168, including hut.
The 160 includes the huts?
Everything in.
How many huts have you stayed at then? Panakeri, and then that one that you completely booked out, and then to here? So this is your third day, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are really humping it.
Russian.
You're Russian.
Accent Russian, I'm Kiwi, okay? I've been here for 20 years. I'm more Kiwi than Russian.
What goes up must come down, eh? So far, my legs have been sore, but pretty jolly good. So I can only really put it down to the electrolytes that I'm having. I haven't done a lot of hiking. Crosby Hut was the last time, and that was last year. I think they even know I'm here. Who's that walking on my bridge? Trip, trap, trip, trip. Well, it's old Billy Goat. Ha ha ha.
Isn't the troll supposed to be under the bridge?
So these two came flying past us, and I thought I'd hitch on the back of them, and we must have hiked together for a good hour. I suspect we might have moved our pace something up around about 7 kilometers per hour. It was a pretty good pace. Well, 10 people, that's the most we've had on a bridge today. Oh, is this it? We're at the road end now, and I've just had this lovely couple help me pick my pace up a tad, which is kind of good. So I think we kind of dropped the other boys. It's 5 minutes to 1. Let's see how long it takes for Graham and John to turn up, and we'll just wait here for race. 10 minutes later, here comes the boys. What happened? Did you guys stop for lunch?
What? We were watching the views, mate. We weren't yakking.
Congratulations, son.
Oh, good, eh?
Congratulations, John, for completing the Lake Waikaremoana. Thank you so much for organising.
Get a certificate in the middle.
No, you give us the certificate in the middle. Ray's just turned up. How good is that? It is 7 minutes past 1, so we've only had to wait for, well, these guys have waited for a couple of minutes. Ray's just the most amazing man, and he offered to take everybody's packs up to the road end. This is the Auckland Tramping Club.
Apparently loop ones are the best, but they cost a lot.
So all their gear goes in here. But would you look, these guys could all fall a jolly sleep on their way back to Auckland. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the plus side.
Guys, that was a phenomenal trip. Thank you, John, so much for organising that. So it's that time, the highs and lows. Graham, what was your highs and lows of that trip?
Well, that was, I would call that the complete trip, because I don't think of anything that was low. The weather was brilliant.
Yeah.
The scenery was brilliant.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun together, and we met some interesting people, so it was hard to see anything. It was a little bit muddy here and there, but otherwise it was brilliant.
Really enjoyed the variety. You know, the little bit of camping and the meeting people around the fire was great, and yeah, awesome weather. I really liked arriving at that one hut for lunch there and in the sunshine, having that dip.
Oh, that was
good.
awesome, yeah.
No, I'm not doing a lot
Can't
of driving.
concentrate?
No.
Look, I think if I was to come up with the highs, it would just be the sense of community that we actually had on the whole circuit. We met really nice, and I keep saying this on my videos, you meet really nice people in huts and on tracks, and we just kept banging into them as we kept going around, and it was great to be able to call them by name. Certainly sitting around the campfire, being given a trout for tea and then leftover lamb for tea. The trail itself, can I say, Lake Waikaremoana is truly, I believe, a great walk. I'm just a little bit kind of curious, so we said let's go and see where these steps go. Okay, Graham, let's go, eh?
Alright, let's do it. No camping shoes.
All a little bit stiff after doing Lake Waikaremoana. This is all a little bit of an explorative thing. Seems to be a reasonable track. We just don't know how long we're going to be walking for. It's 3:15. How mysterious is this? Look, can you see the carving of a waka there? There's another carving of a waka there. There's a face there.
Shove that up to clean the moss off it.
But look at that. Does that look like a waka?
Yeah, it does look like a waka.
Let's read what the signboard says. Maybe we're not going to be able to. Oh?
I reckon this is predates the Māori days.
Pretty good natural shelter though, you could camp in here. Some more there. How cool is that?
Hey, there's a pyramid there.
There is a pyramid there.
A pyramid and a sphinx.
Maybe these are Viking. Gotta be.
Are they Viking ships? Viking waka.
What are they? They look like snakes or alligators down there, don't they?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, I was wondering what they were.
Crocodile type thing.
Guys, we're looking at something that could be like 1,000 years old. But don't you think this looks a bit man-made, this natural shelter?
Shame they don't clean it off. It'd be a real good look.
I probably wonder whether or not people are supposed to be here. He hasn't got a very square nose, has he?
Look at that.
Thank you so much, John. That was awesome.
Cheers.
Another successful mission. So Ray, now that you're not driving, what's your highs and lows?
Lows was a wasp thing, I think, on my back shoulder.
Yeah.
And my highs, just good hangout time, meeting new people, enjoying new tracks. And yeah, cool, enjoying our country.
Hello, buddy! Oh, hang on. Hello! Here's my little man. Here's my little man. Are you excited? Oh, Daddy's home. Hello! Oh, isn't he delightful? He's just gorgeous. Oh.